Hello and welcome to Pride of London Fan TV. Ali here bringing you my match review of the game at Selhurst Park between Crystal Palace and Liverpool, which of course finished 7-0 to Liverpool. I'd like to start this video by thanking the club for sending me the match programme a day after the game, just so that I can remember the day we lost 7-0 and Christmas was cancelled forever. What a lovely souvenir. Anyway, let's get straight into the usual features, and I will start with Roy's rating, and I will give Roy a 5 out of 10. Look, I'm not going to go overly critical on this one. It was one of those games. Liverpool were superbly clinical. I think they had something like 8 shots on goal and scored 7, showed why they were champions last year, and showed really why they'll probably win it again. They really flexed some muscles in this game. But there are a couple of things where I think Roy could have done things better and set us up better. Even though I think whatever he did, we probably wouldn't have got anything out of the game. Such was how good Liverpool were. But there are a few things that did frustrate. And the first one is a bugbear of mine. It has been for a few weeks now, is that Tyrick Mitchell continues to be left out of the team for PVA. And PVA brutally exposed by Trent Alexander in his positioning again. So poor. And sometimes the positioning is just the basics of being a left-back. I think Boris needs to bring out a tier 5 just so that left-backs in the SE25 area have to stay within their designated position. But we do have a left-back with good positional sense, and he's a young left-back who was really developing, and the only reason it seems that he was dropped was because he got injured, and that's Tyrick Mitchell, and I would like to see him brought back in immediately. I do think he'll get some game time over the Christmas period based on the fact that we'll have so many matches to play, and that will be his chance, hopefully, to get back in the team. The other area where I would criticise him is what many people were saying on social media before the game, was that maybe we should go with 3 central midfielders for this one in order to nullify Liverpool. They've got an immensely strong central midfield with Henderson, Wijnaldum, and really, we got overrun, and brutally overrun, especially in the second half, although a lot of the players seem to have given up by that point, we're just jogging back. But I did say before the game on social media, why don't we just sit James McCarthy in front of the back 4 for this one? And in hindsight, don't want to be captain hindsight here, but in hindsight, that's what we should have done. We probably would have won the game, but it wouldn't have been as brutal as it was. So I would have played 3 central midfielders. I think that's one of Roy's problems really is that he is inflexible in terms of he doesn't really change or sway from the formation that he's gone for it in that season. Now, I like the 4-4-2 formation he's gone for this season, but he needs to be able to change it up for the odd game. And that game against Liverpool was one where he should have done it, bearing in mind the strength in that central midfield area that they have. I mean, Roy, we know what Roy's like. He's like your great aunt at Christmas who gives you the same pair of socks every year. He's not going to change his ways. And that was frustrating, really. I think if we'd had 3 central midfielders in the game, we could have competed a bit more with Liverpool. And the other one for me is Jordan Ayew above Batshuayi. I would have gone with Batshuayi. I said this on social media as well before the game. Look, Jordan Ayew doesn't seem to be repeating the form of last season. He had a great season last season. But for me, Jordan Ayew, he's like that kid at school who used to be out on the playground every lunchtime playing football, running a lot, and got themselves quite good at football. But Batshuayi is the one with the more natural ability and has been unlucky. Yes, he does need to do a bit better on the offside rule, but he was unlucky in some of those goals that were conceded. We all know what VAR is like. And I think once Batshuayi gets one, he will go on a run. But having said that, Benteke for me comes back in at the weekend. I would just have Benteke, Batshuayi ahead of Jordan Ayew in the pecking order. So 3 clear areas really where I think Roy could have set the team up better. But having said that, it was a weird game. The first half I actually thought we played pretty well, and we're really unlucky to be as down as we were. So I think really we've just got to dust ourselves off. Like I said, I would go with the same formation. I think the formation will work against the opposition coming up over the Christmas period. And we've got to just refine that belief that we had against West Brom and Spurs and see if we can find some momentum again. I mean, in the end of the day, Liverpool lost to Villa 7-2. So we've just got to take this one on the chin and refocus and come back and make amends at the weekend against Villa. Man of the match, I don't really have anyone. I'm going to give it to Ray Lewington just because he thoroughly entertains me. I always watch it without the fake crowd noise because I can't stand that. And Ray is just constantly there, 90 minutes. I was a bit worried about him at one point on Saturday because he just was not stopping. And actually, when we go back and when we're finally all let back into Selhurst Park, I wouldn't mind sitting behind the dugout just to watch him for 90 minutes. It's thoroughly entertaining. So Ray Lewington, you're my man of the match. Looking ahead to Villa, I'll do a more in detail preview nearer the time, but clear changes, as I've said. PVA, to me, needs to be dropped for Mitchell. Benteke comes straight back in. And a lot of people on social media are saying today, I'm reading, that it's the end of the Kiate at centre-back experiment. Some people calling for Sacco to come back in. Not sure on that one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you liked this video and you like what you've seen, please press that subscribe button.